Hi everyone, shalom to you all and nearly Shabbat Shalom. Today is Friday, Shvat the 12th. Today is February the 3rd. We have a lovely winter day and this is why the umbrella. And this coming Shabbat we're going to read a portion called Parashat Beshalach, in which we are reading about the final event of Exodus when the sea gets split by the hand of the Lord. And we see that, interestingly enough, after the plague of lice 2 weeks ago, the magicians of Pharaoh, they said to Pharaoh, they were able already to say, this is not anything human, this is the finger of God. After the plague of blood and during the plague of blood and during the plague of frogs, we read that the magicians tried to do so. They tried to act and to perform in the same way, to turn water into blood, to bring frogs out of the Nile, and to show to Pharaoh, to demonstrate to him that they had these kinds of powers. So Moses is probably fooling around. I mean, it's not really anything divine that we can't deal with it. And in the plague of blood and in the plague of frogs, they were actually able to do it. But in the plague of lice, they weren't able to do that. And he says that they tried to do so, but they couldn't. And that's when they were willing to accept and to acknowledge, to admit to Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. In our portion, in the split of the sea, it's not the finger of God, it's the hand of the Lord. The names change from God. It's the Lord. There is a whole there's a whole discussion here between nations, between human beings. Who is this God that we worship? Is he God? Like in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Is he only the maker who puts boundaries and the laws, and he's in charge of all the rules of physics and all? Or maybe he is the Lord, one who can also break and intervene in the rules that he himself legislated, that he himself said that this is what the world should be like. And indeed, after the split of the sea, the Jews are saying it is the hand of the Lord. It's not the finger of God. It's not minimized and narrow as the magicians of Pharaoh were willing to admit. It is greater than that, and that's really the teaching that comes now to the world. Another element of this name of I am the Lord we find in Exodus 15 verse 26, where it says that God says to the Hebrews, all the plagues that I've brought on the Egyptians I won't set upon you, for I am the Lord your healer. I am the Lord your healer. These words come to us again and again. I am the Lord. This is the real message that you have to take in. And there are two ways of reading it. You could read it and say, I am the Lord your healer. Basically, the Lord is the healer. Or you can read it in a way that you say, I am the Lord, your healer. This is your healer. The words, just the recognition, the understanding that I am the Lord, this is your healer as mankind. May we all live to understand and see the Lord in his full tangibility as much as possible in this life, and may we see him return to Zion very soon. Shabbat Shalom.